Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We're almost done. We want to apologize for the inconvenience starting Monday out with a technical error where our fyntv.com streaming comes from. Okay, we apologize for that. And they're working on that on the other end. They did some updates and they're working on that to see how to make that correction. We are on our YouTube channel live today. A couple things I want to finish up with before we close. One, Congressman, the memo, okay? And I want to get to that because Congressman Doug Collins said he is on the list that want the memo released, but GOP lawmakers demand, and this is why I think the government shut down Theatrics, again, day 3. The government shut down Theatrics day 3 is just masking what may really be happening in a very serious situation that's going on in our government. GOP lawmakers, this was 3 days ago and we didn't get a chance to talk about, demand that alarming memo on FISA abuse be made public, okay? A 4-page memo you've heard a lot about circulating in Congress that reveals alleged United States government surveillance abuse is being described by lawmakers as shocking, troubling, and alarming, and one congressman likened the details to KGB activity in Russia. Speaking with Fox News, the lawmakers said they could not yet discuss the content, the memo they reviewed on Thursday of last week after it was released to members of the House Intelligence Committee, but they say the memo should be immediately made public. Now, Jim Jordan of Ohio said, "It is so alarming. The American people have to see this." Ohio Rep. Jim Jordan said, "It's so alarming. The American people have to see this." So where that memo is concerned, you heard Congressman Doug Collins tell us today that there's a process. There's a process that they have to go through. They can't just release it until the process, but he is in the camp of wanting it released. Now, there's a couple things, other things here with the last couple minutes. I don't have time, all right? FBI, there's a couple different stories out. Now, we can't figure out who's telling the truth, okay, in some of these stories, but right now, because you have some camps coming out and saying one thing and some saying another, but the trying to get my internet to load here, load this story up as soon as it does. Newly released text messages. Put up Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, okay? Newly released text messages between ex-Mueller team members suggest they knew the outcome of Clinton email probe in advance. I read this article earlier this morning. I wish I had more time to do something on it. The Justice Department has given various congressional committees nearly 400 pages of additional text messages between 2 FBI officials who were removed from Special Counsel Mueller's investigation into alleged collusion between Trump. One of the newly discovered messages, lawmakers said, appeared to indicate Peter Strzok and Lisa Page knew that charges would not be filed against Democrat presidential candidate Hillary Clinton as a result of the investigation into her email server before Clinton was interviewed by the Bureau. Okay, now it's understood that Strzok, okay, according to a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray from Senator Ron Johnson, Republican of Wisconsin, the chairman of the Senate Homeland Security Committee, the Justice Department provided 384 pages of messages to lawmakers on Friday. However, Johnson noted that additional text sent between December 14th, okay, December 14th, 2016, and May of May 17th of last year were not preserved by the FBI system. So we're looking at between December 14th and May 17th of 2016, a little bit of a lapse in the FBI system of emails. There's a gap in time. I mean, these people, when I say that, the FBI, the Department of Justice, Hillary Clinton, the DNC, Barack Obama, okay, former FBI Comey, Brennan, Clapper, Uma Abedin, Cheryl Mills. The list goes on and on of the collusion behind this. How do we have a gap? Now that is what's being talked about right now, but these two right here. There's emails there's text messages that show that these two. Now, Peter Strzok, keep in mind, he is actually a FBI chief lead investigator. He is actually in the room when Hillary Clinton was interviewed, not under oath, not recorded. Was it July 3rd? It was the July 4th weekend. He's in the room in the interview. He's a lead investigative FBI agent. Lisa Page is an FBI attorney with the FBI. They're having a relationship. They have text messages showing they were exonerating Hillary Clinton in advance. They knew it. It was common knowledge. Comey knew it. They knew it. McCabe, Andrew McCabe, knew it. They were at Andy's office trying to figure out their insurance plan. They knew it. But every bit of this is being covered up. Okay? From Byron York this morning, Congress seeks answers after FBI claims text missing in Trump-Russian probe. Investigators in both the House and Senate were stunned Friday when they received a batch of newly released texts between FBI Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. They also received notice from the Bureau that FBI failed to preserve. Folks, I only got a couple more minutes. The FBI failed to preserve. I know this much. James Comey made sure that he went out after talking, former FBI director, he went out after talking to President Donald Trump and always made a memo and kept records and went back and told top people, executives, look, here's the records. So when I go down, here's the records. But the FBI failed to preserve. Strzok Page messages from December 14, 2016 through May 17, 2017. Given the amount of texting that went on between Strzok and Page, who were having an extramarital affair, that probably meant thousands of missing documents. Maybe the shutdown Theatrics is covering that up. I don't have enough time, okay? Don't have enough time. You can't make this stuff up, folks. It cannot be made up. Before I leave, there's two things I want to make sure I cover. I know most of you have already heard this. They did a spoof on Atlanta on Saturday Night Live on the Amazon picks. But Amazon HQ2, take their picture down, please. HQ2, Amazon picks 20 finalists for its second headquarters, okay? And they 20,000 jobs, $50 billion investment, or 50,000, as many as 50,000 jobs moving to an area. The top 20 cities are Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Chicago, Columbus, Ohio, Dallas, Denver, Indianapolis, Los Angeles, Miami, Montgomery County, Maryland, Nashville, Newark, New York City, Northern Virginia, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Raleigh, Toronto, and Washington, D.C. Those are the 20 finalists for HQ2. The question will be, out of the 20 finalists, how will they make their decision? Who will give? What state will give the most away, okay, for this? And, I want to close with this, okay? I am pro-life, okay? I am pro-life. I don't beat a drum on a daily basis on this show. I don't beat a religious drum. I don't beat a drum trying to pound through my belief system on the air. I don't do that. But I am pro-life. And I believe in people's right to protest. I believe in all the women that protest this past weekend or marched for whatever reason they marched for. I'm surely not clear. But I defend your right to peacefully march, whatever you want to do. Okay, do it. But as I brought up to Congressman Doug Collins before we started the show today, when we started the show, if you have not figured out why they hate this guy, why, okay, you may think it's not this simple. On Friday, before the first anniversary of his inauguration, President Donald Trump became the first sitting president to address the annual March for Life in Washington, D.C. Trump addressed tens of thousands of marchers via live video feed from the Rose Garden, where he promised to continue to protect, this is his quote, the very first right in the Declaration of Independence, and that is the right to life, okay? That is the right to life. Today I am honoring and really proud to be the first president to stand with you here at the White House to address the 45th March for Life. First sitting president in the United States to address the March for Life. If you can't figure out why they hate this guy, they hate this guy, and they're not done. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Hopefully we'll have our technical problems corrected for tomorrow morning, and we'll see you then at 8 a.m.